a shitty guitar player. But, like I promised you, I will make my own music again. Thank you for giving back my life. Thank you, friend. That's the guy who gave me back my life. Matthias. Best guy in the world, best brother anyone could ever wish for. Absolutely 100% true. This was my 50th birthday present from this guy. So yeah, I am very grateful to this man in my life. I am. I went on expeditions with him here in Transylvania, paleontology expeditions. I met very interesting people due to this man, very intelligent people, academics, at the same time also very ignorant people, because like academics, like this, I know everything in this field of view and everything outside, well, but he was not like that. No sir, a real Renaissance man, this man was. And he convinced me to jump on that particular trip. Jump, and then I believe you want to change your life. And I did. And he told me to write a book. And I told him I don't know how to write a book. I'm a storyteller, perhaps. And I like to make music, but I don't like to play for people anymore. And he was like, oh, fucking bullshit, play something for me. And it sounded so fucking crappy, remember? You even told me, best friend in the world, straight and honest, like a dog. Loyal, like a dog, like me, like them. Yeah, the best qualities I ever found in a fellow man I found in my best friend here. Unfortunately, he died. And around this time of year was traditional the time when we would go on expedition. I did 2 years, 3 years in a row. So yeah. And in this period he ended up also in the COVID period in the hospital. And we were not allowed to visit him due to all these COVID mandates. So yes, it's part of my diary, it's part of my life, my grief, my recovery of CPTSD as well. Because this man played a huge part in it. Many other people as well in my life. I will get to them later in my diary. But this one, I had this for a long time in my mind, the last 2 years, to start with my diary around this time. And to look back from this time when my life really started to change, thanks to this man and the so-called coincidence in how we met and how that fits into the total picture of my diary for the better part of the last 10 years. I talked with him about it, about that diary, and he didn't think it was strange. My diary about no plan, just faith. To see if there is indeed something like destiny by letting go on purpose, observing what will follow after letting go, what kind of hints, what kind of doors will open. And then if you just, no real plan, just faith, by entering these doors, where will you end up? Will you end up on a place that feels right for you, or will you feel miserable? A dangerous experiment, would you agree? So, but he understood this experiment very well. He was a great thinker. He believed also in afterlife and reincarnation, and just like me, based on the scientific fact. We have the laws of energy. You can't create energy, you cannot destroy it, it's there, you can only change, or it can only change from one form in another. But you can never destroy it. You are energy, I am energy. He is energy, still somewhere out there. And we both believe that we might be connected with, a source that gives you inspiration, that when you open to it, will try to talk to you, will try to give you hints, breadcrumbs as I tend to call them, how to follow your path. So, I start to kick off now by making some background music to some videos, some photographs. I want for a real, this is all raw and unedited ideas that I put out there, but for a serious kind of movie, docu, biography docu, I suppose. For a serious one, I will use other people, editors, and I would love if his youngest son would also participate in the project. His son is very gifted in music and in editing this. So I'm sure his son would love to participate in this, because his father, after all, is one of the main topics in the first parts of that docu. Will be quite fun. It will also, I think, be interesting, because there will be topics of dinosaurs, not about me. These are things that I encountered in the years that I was befriended to this man. We worked in Germany on a dino park in Bayern, and excavations in Bayern, looking for fossils. I went with him on expedition here in Romania, and I filmed it and stuff. And back then I could not release the footage, because those dig sites, back then they were kind of protected. And to avoid geolocating, you OSINT wonders out there, naval fellas, to avoid geolocating, I could not upload that material. Otherwise, fossil hunters might go there and steal them, destroy perhaps even places. So, but I have these kind of footages and come up with my own idea about a diary, like this talking, for example, right? Sharing my memories about this man, a very unique, special man. At his funeral in Cluj, I dare to say, there were at least somewhere around the 300 attendance. So yeah. Very special man. This little part he would have loved, because he would have been standing there with a Zweihandler then. That's how I will forever remember you, my brother. So yes, this is part of the diary of Silvio Jensen reporting. Stuff that I've been filming for many years and that I wanted to post, among others, in a video diary posted on Twitter X. And some people didn't like that idea of a diary on Twitter X from Silvio Jensen reporting and took down that account. Now that account is the Republic of Europe, a new page in that diary. But before it was called het dagboek van Silletje. En de waanzin van de dag op Twitter. That's the name that it had on Twitter, and all the video material and stuff I took from there. In a book version, in a printed version, that part will be the diary, and the Republic of Europe will be likewise from Twitter X, the diary. But Silvio Jensen reporting was indeed about my own life, how that connects with nowadays Nazism and fascism and the attitude in the Netherlands and the downfall of the Netherlands in terms of societal downfall and breakdown, and how thin that layer of civilization in the Netherlands really is. My best friend and me, we talked a lot about the Netherlands. He was shocked to hear some things that I told him about our child home systems. He could not believe it. He even dared me prove it. And then I proved it with news articles that, of course, you will never hear in Romania. Yeah? They are just reports in the Netherlands. And he was shocked, like unbelievable shocked. He even mentioned it on an expedition to colleagues from America. Like, I was not talking bullshit when I told them the downfall of the Netherlands, long before this LGBTQH plus bullshit started. So yeah, this is part of my diary, raw and unedited. this part too. It's just a new day. Yeah? And the diary continues. Some parts I upload, and sometimes more than other times, and many times I don't. Huh? That's part of a diary's, how you call it, privacy. But it will become a docu. Why? Because the idea behind it was always to expose the Dutch Child Protection Service. Oh hell yes. Oh hell yes. And I don't care if people then victim shame me, blame me or whatever. Really, I don't care. I'm over it. Huh? I'm over it. And Silvio Jensen reporting does this. So there will be a court case. And that there will be a fair compensation for the guilt that the Dutch government confessed to. Yet they only pay €5,000 per victim. No sir, no sir. That will not do. So, there is no problem. Either I put them to shame publicly in what I will be writing and telling on video, and people will pick it up at some point. And that will be picked up at some point as well by other people, I am 100% sure, because it's not so pretty, raw and unedited. And then there is the new trend in the Netherlands that people like me, like I predicted to my dear friend, that I, a person like me, is considered the enemy of the state. And believe it or not, just look on the websites of the Secret Service and counter-terrorism websites of the Netherlands. They consider sovereign people like me, Christian people like me, patriotic people like me, nationalistic people like me, the new danger, just like in the USA. And I talked many times with those Americans. Listen, your Patriot Act destroyed us all. Destroyed us all. And I told them back then on a campfire, I will not mention that professor's name, but his brother is a director at NSA. And I told that guy, not that director at NSA, but that paleontologist, I told him, I am on a no-fly list, guaranteed. He said, give me your passport number and my brother-in-law will check it for you. He works at the NSA at that level that he can. And I told him, I don't need to, you just ask him, give him my name, and he will also find. And I am still sure that this is the case, because I've been speaking out against NATO even when I was in the army, in NATO. So my point of view is not really a secret, and nowadays with the videos I make, it's for sure not a secret. How I think about the Dutch government doing all that stuff since the Patriot Act. How we Dutch, I as a Dutch, we Germans, we Europeans lost the last little bit of sovereignty, namely that you can be independent in a war We were forced into that war of terror, with the words of Mr. Bush. Huh? Europe better remember where it stands. It's either for us or against us. And then make the Den Haag clause, huh, about invading Den Haag, Netherlands, if ever an American has to face trial at the ICC. Well, that was the moment when I said to all my friends, now you know that you are no longer independent. When another country, namely the Americas, can make a law, a clause that it will be a declaration of war if an American has to face the ICC, and that they would come with the military to take you then from the ICC if you are an American or someone they consider an ally, like, for example, nowadays Netanyahu. I already said back then, that's a disgrace. Our government is betraying us, Dutch people, German people, European people, because, well, you made us Europeans subservient to the USA. Period. Now we have to follow their agenda blindly everywhere, and look what happened. It happened. I didn't lie a word since 2001, especially 2003, when Patriot Act started to come in effect and such, with rendition flights, and the Netherlands then also hush hush against our own laws and laws in Europe, then supplies fuel for those rendition flights, made sure that they could land on Schiphol, all hush hush, while people getting tortured at black sites. Huh? Like in Poland and in Romania. Yes, here in Romania too. Everyone has forgotten, but I haven't. I haven't. The war on terror was a war on all of us. If you cannot see this, what was the effect? All your freedoms, free speech and such, poof, gone with the Patriot Act. Patriot Act 2, poof, more degradation of all your freedoms, not privileges, freedoms. Yeah, my body and me, we knew exactly what we were talking about when we said freedom. Just look at this blizzard storm in which he is standing, you know. That's freedom, you know. Freedom. Freedom involves taking risks. Yeah. That's why he told me at some point, I believe you when you really jump, when you leave the Netherlands, when you really try to live here in Transylvania or in South Serbia. Doesn't matter the location. When you jump, I believe you. Well, 2018, when I arrived, December 2018, after unloading the truck together with my neighbors who came out to help me, I went to his place, the oldest house of the village, 1862. I stayed in that house without water, etc. for 8 weeks, deciding if I would jump or not, his atelier. And I went there, and he came on the street already towards my house, and we met in the village center. And he stood wide with his arms like here in the blizzard and told me with a huge smile on his face, now I believe you jumped. Because all my shit was moved over to this house. Huh? Nothing left in the Netherlands, yeah, except books and photographs. But all tools and appliances, everything was moved over. Now I jumped. 18 December 2018. Hey Joris. So, in memory of my best friend, the best man I ever I met good people in my life and I met very, very, very bad people in my life. And everything in between. But this man is in the top of good people. Absolutely in the top. So, in honor of him, I fulfill my promise. Georgia? We will write that book, we will tell that story. And we will continue what we said we would do. Setting up Simply Woodiful, Polonia and Fiber Hemp to pay for good causes. Ja, Joris, like you. Hé, grote knuffelhond. Grote knuffelbeer. Oh, jongen, moet jij zo knuffelen? Moet jij zo knuffelen? Hè? Ja, vriend. So, have a nice day.